Hi, Jason. Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined here today again by Jason Anderson of Expedience Software. Great to see everybody back. So, Jason, let's just jump right back in. There's a lot of excitement around generative AI and Microsoft Copilot right now. Obviously, Copilot is a super powerful tool, and we've seen a lot of what it can do in all different kinds of industries. I imagine the people who are creating proposals took one look at these technologies and said to themselves, oh my gosh, I need to have this to make my proposals. So what are you seeing right now in terms of, are people using Microsoft Copilot for their business proposals? Are they not using it? What are the details on that? We'd love to know.
Great. Thank you. Hi, Megan. It's a great question. I'm seeing a lot of all of that. A lot of folks have immediate excitement around Gen AI, whether that was ChatGPT or now a lot of them are now moving over to Copilot as well, as it's directly within the Office suite they may be using. A mixed bag though. Some folks have tried it a little and some people have played with it a lot, but I would say it's still very much an emerging technology and people are still getting their hands around it. So many have investigated, but few are really deploying the technology like it will be more so deployed tomorrow.
And though for those people who are using Copilot in their proposals, what are you seeing them use it for exactly?
Most often it's generative capability, right? It's they used ChatGPT at one time where they brought a prompt out, they asked it to create something and it helped them make content. That seems to be the bulk of the scope that I've seen proposal professionals play with Copilot and creation of new proposals. That is changing though, and the opportunities to stretch beyond that use case are being explored right now by lots.
Are you feeling like people are finding it in general really helpful? Is it more helpful than, frustrating? Like, what are people seeing when they go to implement it into their proposals right now?
It's a great question. Most of the times, this is a garbage in, garbage out challenge where folks have struggled with the output from Copilot especially. And I'll just focus on Copilot for a moment. And some of that has to do with the fact that Microsoft, when they approached waving out the solution, the software came in waves of functionality to different users at different times. And it's evolved rapidly. So some people that played with it even just a few months ago, or tested or explored Copilot in proposals a few months ago, might have been very frustrated with or underwhelmed with the output that they were receiving. And that's rapidly changing, that the outputs have gotten much more impactful, but also the approach that people have taken now to how to use it has really mitigated some of the challenges that they had initially or they might have experienced initially with Copilot.
And what are those challenges specifically? Can you give any examples for people?
Yeah, sure. So hallucinations or made up content where Copilot might have created something that was inaccurate. Likewise, unfocused output where Copilot has an amazing capability of looking throughout your network, throughout SharePoint or other sources, meeting notes, other sources, and gathering information. Having a poorly focused prompt, a poorly focused data set to use to retrieve information from have both reduced the quality of those outputs. Those are the challenges people have experienced, and that's largely how they're being mitigated today as well. They're taking a different approach to using Copilot in proposals.
How exactly are people mitigating that? That seems like that would be, there's a challenge in and of itself, and any details you can provide to people, I'm sure they would love to hear how people are going through that challenge.
Absolutely. Prompt engineering is the phrase of the day, right? But the idea of creating very well established prompts there's several methodologies that are now emerging around establishing a prompt with the proper context and establishing a great role for the AI tool to then understand how and what to produce. But more than anything, it's through grounding. And what grounding is providing to Copilot those source material documents, information that you want it to use to gather and produce for you the results. If you're not familiar with the term agents, although many people are now, you can create Microsoft Copilot agents in SharePoint. And what that is you can think of it like a folder in SharePoint that has just the information you put in that folder, right? And so you can focus Copilot to an agent, and the agent also can have instructions and rules at the agent level. So it's a great prompt, and then leveraging agents. So I'll give you a quick example. You asked about how people are using it. And the bulk of people are using Copilot now to just create new content. But there's a lot of strategic leveraging, a lot of exciting things that people are using Copilot now to drive the strategy. So if you're responding, for example, to an RFP where customers issued you a request for proposal and you need to run a process, for example, to decide whether or not you bid on the work, or to potentially create instructions for your contributors, maybe establishing win themes. These are things that you can have an agent that has a source of specific information, such as our differentiators, the way we win business, our strategic alignment, the types of business we try to focus on, the kinds of clients we have today. And Copilot can use that information then to guide really awesome results. So how are these challenges being mitigated? It's through great prompts and through use of agents that can then further refine and really direct the results out of Copilot.
Wow, that's awesome.
Long answer.
And it sounds like the Copilot of today is not exactly the Copilot of even like a month ago from what you're describing. So,
Yeah, right.
to sum it all up, is there anything in particular you want to stress upon people to take away from this topic? I'm so glad we're talking about this today. I know it's a big topic and it's nice to boil it down for people so they have, a good, takeaway from today. Anything in particular?
Absolutely. I'll tell you first, if you've used Copilot and found it to be less than helpful, to your point, Megan, it's a different tool today than it was just days ago, it seems. So definitely retry, keep going back to that well. And if you've not yet, start to explore the use of Copilot. It's a secure platform. There are a lot of misconceptions, and I'd like to have another discussion maybe on that topic around misunderstandings of the risks or the concerns or how to use. So we can dig deeper into those topics. But if you've tried it before and were underwhelmed or saw a flash of inspiration, but then once you started peeling back the onion, you were disappointed, go try it again. If you've not tried it, it's absolutely time to start exploring how Copilot could be used in your proposal processes in really smart and effective ways. So that'd be my takeaway.
Awesome. Yeah. So listen to everybody. He's the expert on the topic. Try it again. Use that technology for your proposals, and sky's the limit. Thank you so much, Jason. I really appreciate your time, and we will definitely
Thanks,
build on
Megan.
that. We'll have more conversations about that in the future. Thanks.